Hi, this is Debbie from DJ Fitness and Pilates, or Pilates in Bridgewater. This is some special sessions for guys, okay? So this is to help you loosen up your shoulders, tight hips, and also sort of hamstrings and abductors are generally the things with the guys as well. So normally we stand, we sort of measure our feet apart in Pilates, but I just want you to go sort of apart, and if you can, if you need to go a little bit wider, that's absolutely fine. I want you to find that length through your body first of all. We're just going to press those toes into the floor, and we're going to lengthen away. So the law of physics, as you get taller and lengthen, your body can come in. And also the vertebrae, the pressure on the vertebrae in between the spine is less. So we really want to sort of open out there and lengthen through the spine as much as we can. Find that length up there. Take those shoulders all the way up to the top and let them just roll back. Let those fingertips go to the floor, and you're going to feel maybe some lengthening around the shoulders here. Really stretch as if you've got lead weights in your fingers. Right, we're just going to think about moving the hips first of all and everything else. So I want you just to bring your toes up and then bring your toes down. So what you're doing is stretching the tendons underneath your toes. And if you think that your sciatic nerve runs down from your hip down to your ankle, your heel, you'll realise how important it is to do those things. Okay, we're going to take a deep breath in, and then we're just going to rock inwards, a little bit of flexibility through the ankles, rocking backwards and forwards again, rolling that backwards and forwards. Lovely. Okay, and then just make those movements smaller and smaller until you feel that you've got your feet equally balanced between what I call is this is the back of the heel, the middle of the heel, and the front of the heel. You want to sort of move so that your weight is equally balanced between the ball of the foot and the front of the heel, so that's sort of a bit closer to the ball of the foot. Lengthen your body up and you should really feel nice and tall. I want you to find length, bend your knees, find some length all the way up into the hips, and you're going to feel your legs muscles elongate, especially the quads here. Then the knees again, and we find that length all the way up into the shoulders. You feel the torso elongate, and this is where we want the spinal column to really extend as much as it can. Then the knees coming right up now. The nervous system is translating that as getting some length into the neck, because we can all become a little bit like this. We want the body up nice and tall as much as we can. Okay, we're going to think about the breathing first of all, Pilates. This is quite a difficult concept to get your head around, so don't get worried if you can't get it straight away. I tend to teach the movements and the breath will come, but I'm going to show you the breath to start with because it is important. We just want to place our hands on the rib cage here, the bottom of the rib cage, and I want you to get used to breathing sideways into your ribs, So breathing sideways, and as you breathe out, just gather your back passage up. Imagine you're going to pass wind, so I want you to just gather your back passage up, and you're going to feel that draws up your pelvic floor. So men and women, we do need the pelvic floor to work. It's part of our core muscles. Okay, so breathing wide and full into the rib cage, and then breathe out. And what a lot of people will do, they'll be breathing up into the shoulders. This is quite sort of shallow breathing, and then breathing out, but there's nothing going on here, so we want to find that connection. And one of the things that you can do that will help you is to have a band around you. If you wrap a band around your midsection, and you can hold it here, and you can feel as you're breathing, you're going to be breathing, you want to expand that sideways, and then as you exhale, draw up, it sort of comes up and underneath you, sort of pelvic floor up and underneath your rib cage. And again, a couple of more deep breaths. And as you feel that pelvic floor lift up, you can feel that activation of the transverse abdominis, the belt-like muscles around the middle. Do that a couple more times. And exhale. So this is a different way of breathing, because if you weight lift, normally you're breathing outwards, aren't you? But this means that when you need the strength, it's coming in towards you. So this is how the Pilates works. Okay, so we're going to go back now towards the hips. So guys have got generally quite tight hips because of what I said before, the narrowness of the hips. So what we're going to do, we're going to just try and move the body. So you can either put one hand in front and one hand behind, or you can bring your fingertips on your hip bones. But most people sort of have this sort of tilt forward. What we want to do is just get the abdominals working, and we just want to tip and tilt the pelvis. If you can see, my pelvis is tilting. Okay, tilt the pelvis. Lovely. So what some guys think, especially if you do lots of deadlifts and things, what guys tend to do is move the weight backwards and forwards, so you kind of lose that hip mobility. But if you imagine if you've deadlifted, I want you to sort of lengthen through your quads muscles, which are at the front, knee to hip, and that may help you have a better feeling then. So again, we're just tipping and tilting, letting that happen. And you're going to look for a neutral pelvis. So the neutral pelvis is the same whether you're stood up, lying down, sitting down, kneeling, whatever you're doing. The neutral pelvis is the best position for the spine to insert into the pelvis. So if your pelvis is tilted forward, it stands to reason you're going to lean forward, then your back's going to try and go backwards. So we want to find that neutral pelvis so that the body can go straight up as it should do. Okay, now we're going to take the hands up, place them on the shoulders, and I just want you to bring those elbows up and all the way up. And you're looking to extend or improve or maintain your range of movement. You want to get those elbows right up and right the way back. So things in Pilates are slow because we're really concentrating on the feedback from the body. So what is your shoulders telling you? Can you feel an area of tightness? And are your hips moving forward as you're trying to get that extension, or are you able to hold your body still? Now can we circle back the other way? We're going to circle those elbows up and around. We're going to circle those up and around. And again, if you're round shouldered, your arms will only go to about here, but you've got to try and get your shoulders to go all the way back and around, all the way back and around. Lovely. And then let those hands come back down. We'll just think about the head now. We're going to tilt the head forward and backwards. Just tilt the head forward and backwards, get some stretch into the neck. And then drop the right ear to the right shoulder, and you're going to feel a lengthening all the way here. They maybe carry some tension there. Bring the head up. What I want you to do is keep the shoulders still so you feel that stretch. And then come back up again, and we'll go from side to side. And back again. And we'll do one more. And come back up. And traditionally as well, a lot of guys have got this forward hunch movement. So if you can and you have no stenosis, I want you to look up at the sky and then bring the chin to your chest. And again, you're trying to stabilise so your body's not doing all this as you're moving, just the head forward and backwards. We'll do that a couple more times. Just moving that head and those shoulders. Okay, now we're going to start to move the arms. We're going to float the arms up here, keep those shoulders relaxed, so the shoulders aren't coming up. I want you to get used to moving your hands and your shoulders down there. That's lovely. Can we take the hands up? And now can we take the arms behind us and back again? Okay, take the hands up and we'll go the other side and back again. Okay, relax those shoulders the whole time. We're going from one to the other. We're keeping the body still. We're seeing what our range is and rotation here. And then when you feel ready, take the arm upwards and backwards. So we're trying to loosen off those shoulders. See what your shoulder mobility is like. So your body is feeding back to you now how your shoulders are feeling with this. And if you feel comfortable, circle all the way around. Circle all the way around. We do 2 more of those. Lovely. And one more. Okay, and then relax. Okay, shake your arms out. I'm just going to quick look at my notes here now. So we've done rotational. We're going to open the gate now, and then we're going to move the legs. So open the gate means that your knees are going to kind of come up and around. So we're going to start fingertips together. You want to keep those hip bones level, and you want to be able to pick the knee up without raising the hip. So what a lot of people do when they do this, they tend to sort of raise the hip, and that artificially raises the legs. I want you to keep the legs level, and also if your glute medius aren't strong enough to hold you, what you will find is when you pick the leg up, you will drop. It's a very small drop, but it means that you want to be able to keep your hips level if you can. So when we've done that a couple of times and you understand that you've got to keep the body long, then we're going to open out through the legs this way. We're going to go 4, 3, we're going to do 2 more, and we're going to do 1 more. Let's go in the other direction. We're going to go 4, and we're going to go 3, and we're going to go 2, and we're going to go 1. And now we're going to close the gate, so we go up as if you're stepping over something. Stepping over something this time. Lovely. And we've got one more. So this is kind of a bit of a warm-up for you, and this will get a little bit quicker each time, but I hope that you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. And you're feeling back, feeding how whether one side is different than the other. Let's take the legs a little bit wider, and we're just going from side to side. So you're getting a little bit of a stretch coming into the adductors here. Lovely. Okay, just moving side to side, let the body go. If you feel comfortable, you can go all the way down, but if that's not for you, then that's fine. Lovely. Okay, well done. We're doing 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1 more. Okay, now we're going to work through the body. Now, traditionally in Pilates, we have a roll down, where the chin rolls down and we roll down. But what happens is, it's quite difficult for guys to do that. So sometimes what I want you to do is bend forward, chin rolls down, bend your knees, and then from there come out and lengthen the spine, drop those shoulders away, and then bring the body back up again. Reach up, come back down again, chin towards your chest, roll down, bend the knees if you need to, and lengthen out through the spine. So what we want is that segmental movement, the rolling of the spine as we go up, because what most people will feel comfortable with is this hinge from the hip, but we really want to get those backs moving. So from there, chin to down your chest, and then roll out and roll back up. Okay, lengthen up. So you should feel a bit more mobile now, and you may want to stretch your calves out, so the calf is down here. Just press that leg back and just press in that heel, just really feel that calf, so your focus is on the movement, the energy going backwards. Make sure this knee is not over the toes, and I like to sort of move in and move out. I do like dynamic stretches, but as long as they're done gentle, the body is okay with this. What it doesn't like is if you're trying to stretch and you're going at speed, that's not the same objective. So there's reasons why you do everything. You should know why you do everything. Okay, so with this one, all we're doing is kind of sort of allowing those muscle fibers to open out and come back in again. So just think of it as doing that. I want you to make sure you keep that pelvic floor lifted. Again, just imagine you're going to pass wind, but just hold it, just gently, not fiercely, just hold it. So just moving in and out, rocking forwards, feeling that calf muscle, just extend and come back, extend, the muscles pull apart and then they come again, like this. That's what you're doing. Okay, that's lovely. So we're going to go down to the floor now. We'll go down to the floor here. We're going to go on all fours to start with, and we're just going to work through the back. So we're going to just arch the spine again. We're trying to increase that sort of range of movement, that arch, abdominals up, and then dig your toes in, shoulder blades back and down. Try and get your rib cage down. Oh, a nice little crackling. Toes under, and then come back up. Look at the body. We feel that high arch. Dig the toes in, and then let the body open out. So we're trying to make that rib cage stay under control, so that it doesn't stay up by our ears all the time. Okay, come back down again. We're going to look for a rotation now, just to open the body. And this is quite difficult for guys, especially if you're very strong in your shoulders. So I want you just to bring the hand across your chest, lift up to the ceiling, and then come down, touch the other side. So this is a small range of movement. Lift up to the ceiling and come down. So I know you're probably used to bigger ranges of movement, but I want you to feel your torso is doing the work. It's not focused on your arm. If you feel comfortable with that, you can start to raise the arm up and take the arm all the way across. But if you've got your shoulders up here, you're going to find your mobility is compromised. So you've got to really extend away and come under. And let's go to the other side. Hand across the shoulder, lift up the torso, and then come bring it across. So you've got a smaller range of movement. And you find quite often that you're getting a little bit of snicking in your back and things as it just aligns itself. You don't really need to do anything, just trust the process. and then lengthen up as long. If you want to do that, that's fine. But remember, you've got to have your shoulders away from your ears. And then back down again. And I like to lengthen my hand across so I really get as much rotation underneath. So the body loves to do this. That's great. Okay, we're going to sit back, so big toes together, knees are apart. I want you to stretch your hands forward. And just give yourself some time here. Let the back lengthen out. Forehead goes on the floor. Every time you exhale, I want you to feel it, see if you can reach your fingers forward, but still keep your bottom on your heels. And when your forehead rests on the floor, you can really feel the opening out of the back muscles here. Now we have the QL, which is a tiny little muscle which goes into the back. It's often quite tight on guys. So in this position, bring your right hand over to your left hand and just sort of almost lean into the stretch on the opposite hip. So you should feel that stretch this side. And again, coming over to the other side, and we do exactly the same. We reach back. And your breath is everything. So your breath, you really need to breathe in, and on the breathe out, you try and stretch that a little bit more. Come back. Lovely. Now we're going to do another one for the shoulder. So I'm going to do it this side. So I want you to put the hand out to the side, and you're going to drop that shoulder down, and you're going to turn your face away. Okay, and we're going to come up. We're going to drop the shoulder down, and again I'm turning my face away. So I'm trying to get as much of an opening through those pecs as I can. And again, this is not wasted time. This is it does mean that it's a good balance. If you do kind of explosive sports, it's a good balance between everything, and it's helping you to take the time to listen to your body and what it's feeding back to you. Right, we're going to stay on all fours. And what I'd like you to do next time, I'm going to, I'd like you to imagine you've got a broom handle laying across your back. And in fact, if you've got a broom handle, you can put it across your back. I meant to bring one out with me. I want you to press your knees and your hands into the floor. And your belly button is dead centre. And it's important that doesn't move, because this is your core challenge. But what happens with your back is that your back muscles, they rely on a diagonal oppositional forces, if you like. So coming from, the slings of muscle will come from one shoulder to one hip, and then vice versa. So they kind of crisscross behind you. So what we're trying to do on this one is keep those 4 points here and here, we keep them balanced. But the way we test them is by taking away a limb at a time. So we want to keep the body nice and tall. And I just want you to keep, try it with a pole. I'll see if I can find a pole for the next session. On your back, I want you to keep your belly button dead centre. Press the hands into the floor and the knees. And as you do this and everything presses down, you're going to feel the stomach starts to lift up inside. Make sure those shoulders are away from the ears and you're not like this, all on the shoulders. Spread your weight. And now just lift the right hand enough for me to get a piece of paper under, and let it go down. Breath in here. As you exhale, I want you to pull up your back passage, and I want you to harden your abdominals. Other hand off a little bit for a piece of paper, come back down. Let's do that again, please. Take a deep breath in, exhale. Lift that hand off, keep those stomachs tight, keep that belly button dead centre. Come back down. So less is more, less is more. Take a deep breath in, feel the length. I want you to keep the length from the tailbone to the top of the head as you bring the other hand up and come down. Now we're going to take the right hand and the left knee away. Keep the belly button centered, keep the belly button centered. Breathe out and breathe in as you release. Take a deep breath in, relax those shoulders. The important thing for you guys is to maintain the length in the spine and relax the shoulders. And the belly button dead center as you lift the other side. And put it down again. Lovely. Okay, so we don't do loads and loads of anything, because really what you're just trying to feed the body back. I would say maybe 8 times really. So I'm going to change now, and we're going to do what they call VW. So this opens out your back muscles. So if I put my hands here, you can see that I'm creating a W sign here. Okay, and we want to just push those hands back as much as we can so that we can feel those back muscles working, but we don't want the stomach to protrude forward at the same time. Keep the stomach under. So we'll come up. If you find difficulty doing it with this position, then do this in standing. And if you can do it against a wall, sometimes so much the better. Bring your hands back so you're really opening out through the back here. We're going to take these arms up into a V, and we're going to pull the arms back down again. We're going to take those arms under. I want you to make sure your stomach is tight and come back down again. And again, take your arms up, stretch and exhale. Okay, and one more. And if you do this against a wall, like I say, it will give you feedback as to whether your back is against the wall or your shoulders. And one of the other things you can use for feedback and props, so we like to use a band as well. So we're going to take the band behind us. So here I've got my W. I'm going to take this all the way up and I'm going to open it out. In fact, I'm going to make my grip a bit smaller. So that makes it harder. If you find that's too hard for you, take it wider. Okay, it's important that you keep those quads lengthened, stomach in, quads lengthened. We bring the band down and we come into that W. And the focus is on the stomach, really. We are lengthening through the shoulders and the arms, but we're focusing on the stomach, keeping that stomach in, don't let it poke out. Well done. So hopefully that's given you some feedback. Do both shoulders feel the same? Does one shoulder feel slightly different to the other? Okay, we're going to go down into a clown now. So a clown here, I'm sure you've done this as well on the sides of things. We're just laying down, okay? You can rest your head on a towel or your arm here. The important thing is, as I'm lying down, you can see that I've got that dip in me here. This is where my stomach's laying on the floor. I want you to lengthen that hip away. So take that hip away from that rib cage, take that hip away, and as you lengthen away, you find that you're redistributing your weight along here. And you can even do this with your arm out, it's entirely up to you, it doesn't matter. But as you redistribute the weight, you'll feel there's a lifting underneath. Your obliques are lifting because your body is now elongating again, and the law of physics, everything is coming back in. So we're now working with the body in extension, which is good. I want you, if you can, get someone to stand behind you, or you can do this against a wall. And all we're trying to do is not allow the hips to roll backwards, and a lot of times people do this rolling forward. I want you to stay with your hips stacked one on top of the other, one on top of the other. And the way the body will cheat the guys is that your arm will come forward. Make sure your body is in extension here. And we're just keeping the toes and heels super glued together. We're going to open, but we're not moving the hip. It's stuck in concrete. And you can put your top hand up here. And while you're doing this, you're going to feel that lengthening through the core, and exhale. Okay, so we're just going to open as wide as you can and then come back down. But we don't want the hip to roll backwards, so you want to keep that hip reaching forward and then come back down again. We're going to do just one more of those, but again you can choose to do 8 of things or 10. I mean, whatever suits you. I'm just giving you a quick idea of what you should be doing here. So the main thing is you can feel the hip there. And even when you think you've gone as far as you can, try and push it a bit more, because the body is lazy. It doesn't want to do this. Okay, well done. And of course we're going to swing round, and we do the same on the other side. So swing around and coming down on the other side. You're laying out here. And again, the knees are bent. Notice where the hip is in relation to the rest of you.
is that on this side my body likes to go forward, on the other side it doesn't. So think about what's happening in your body. One hip on top of the other, and then take that hip away. Take that hip away. Make sure the hand reaches up. Your back doesn't move now. We're just opening and trying to really squeeze that glute, open out and come back in again. Really squeeze that glute, open it, open it, open it, open it without rolling back. How far can you go? Can we just do 3 more of those, please? Reaching back, reaching back, reaching back. Keep the toes and heels glued. And again, don't forget you're lifting underneath here. So there's a lot going on at the same time. And just feel, close your eyes now and again, and just feel what your body is saying to you. Is there some length going on? Is there some tethering of nerves or tightness of muscles? Just feel what it's saying to you. Where do you need to go next? Okay, so just fall in love with the feedback from your body. It's a fantastic piece of machinery. Okay, that's lovely. Okay, so we're going to come back up again onto the side now. Okay, and then I'm going to bring you into a shoulder bridge. So we're going to turn over. We're going to turn over, or where the camera is. Turn over, lay down on the floor. Now, most guys, if your shoulders are overactive, you will find that you're like this, with your chin closer to the ceiling than your forehead. So you will need to have a cushion or a towel to lengthen. I do work on mine, so I feel I'm fairly lengthened. And the way to do it is to pick your head up and pull it away from your body. And you can feel how it lengthens your body. So what we don't want to do is we don't want to sort of work the body in a bad pattern of movement, otherwise that's not going to do anything. Spend some time, learn how your body should be, and when you're laying here you're going to have your tailbone on the floor rather than lifting. These are your hip flexors, so keep that tailbone down, and you're going to feel you've got a natural lumbar arch. Some people can get their hands in all the way, and if so, you may need a towel there, just a rolled up towel to support you. But if not, then just focus on keeping the back of the pelvis and the back of the shoulder blades down. But you shouldn't be pressing the back into the floor, and it shouldn't be arching either. So feel comfortable. We're going to take a deep breath in, and this is quite hard for a lot of us. I'm going to move my hands out the way so you can see what I'm doing. Again, hip distance if you can. Just take a ball between your knees. Otherwise your quads will make you want to open out if they're super dominant. Put a ball or something between your legs, and then from there I want you just to tuck your tailbone under. Imagine you've got a marble, it rolls up to your chest. Bring it back down to the centre. Then tip it the other way. Tip it the other way and bring it back to the centre. And then do that again, reaching up and back to the centre. And back the other way. And back to the centre. Now tuck the tailbone under. You don't need to put your arms here, you can put yours by your sides. But I want you to make sure your shoulders come up and then stretch those hands away so you can really feel the space here when you're working. So hands here by the sides. I'm just moving my hands out so you can see what's happening in my body. You're going to tuck your tailbone under, and now your back is going to go into the floor. But I want you to keep your knees holding that ball or that cushion as you start to roll your hip up. And then that's followed by your pelvis leaving the floor, and you're going to come up to the bottom of your rib cage. You're going to take a deep breath in, and then you're going to let the rib cage come down, and now the pelvis, and now the tailbone. So you can find the true length of your body. Let's go again. Take a deep breath in. Recurl all the way up. Keep holding that cushion or that ball between your legs, holding up, curling up now. And this time you're going to come up on the shoulders. And most guys will be pushing backwards into the shoulders here. I want you to keep your weight where your buttocks were. They're just above where your buttocks were. And then you can feel the push, the lift of the glutes. Keep those knees together. Take a deep breath in. Let the rib cage come back down, but the hips are still off and the tailbone. Now the pelvis comes down, and now the tailbone. So you can find the sort of body that kind of flows all the way up, and then it flows all the way back down again. So you've got segmentation or articulation of the spine, which makes it more healthy. So again, I'm going to put my hands here. You can see, and I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. I start to lift up. My glutes are the force. This is a glute strengthener, but at the top here, we don't want to overarch the body. We want to keep the ribs and hips connected, and we're focusing on the lift rather than the feet. Focus on here. Take a deep breath in. We allow the rib cage to come back and down. And now we've let the pelvis come down, and now the tailbone. So it's really starting to open the back up, make it more articulating. Okay, take a deep breath in. If you have anything, underneath your head here, take it away now as we get a little bit higher up, and we'll put it back again when we do the abdominal work a little bit more. So take anything away into your head, but try and keep it straight as much as you can. Take a deep breath in, curl upwards, lift up, push the weight forward. Take a deep breath in and allow the body to come back and down. Pelvis, and finally your tailbone, so you can feel the true length of your spine. We'll do that again, please. Take a deep breath in, squeeze the ball, and then coming up. And as we come up, we stay forward, we don't push backwards. We keep the weight forward into the thighs. You're feeling that the glutes here are being active, are stretching in front of your thighs, provided you keep the legs sort of about a brick apart. And again, coming back down again. So how can we make this a little bit more challenging? Well, you have your hands down here, and you should really make sure those hands stay down now. And now we take the body up, and we're getting a little bit of a flow in now. So the hips lift, the pelvis lifts, lift up at the top. Take the hands up over the top of your head, let them rest down. And you may already be feeling a little bit of a stretch in your pecs here. Take a breath in, rib cage comes back down. Then the pelvis, and finally the tailbone. Okay, and then the hands come back again. But make sure those shoulders stay away. Let's do that just one more time. Take a deep breath in. We curl up, we let the tailbone lift. Now the pelvis lifts. Now we're coming up higher, and you're really focusing on the lift here. Don't overarch, squeeze your knees together. Hands go over the top. Take a deep breath in. We allow the back of the rib cage to come back down, and then the rest of the body comes back down, and bring the hands back. Lovely. Okay, so we're going to go on to the final little bit now, which is your abdominal work. So again, you're going to find there, you put the towel underneath your head. Now, if you find that your chin lifts up a bit more, put it down there, heads down. Stretch with those fingers so we get the shoulders out the way, because the way the body will cheat, it will press into your elbows if they're bent, or into your shoulders if they're up here, and that takes away from your stomach. So I really want you to lengthen those arms out. And now we're just going to wriggle the hips and just find that position again where the tailbone is flat on the floor. The tailbone is flat on the floor. And all I want you to do is lift. Try not to let the body go, feel how the body is going, try not to let it shift diagonally. So you want to keep those abdominals in, that pelvic floor lifted. As you pick that foot up just a touch, less is more. Put that foot back down again. And then the other side, lift up,